In a world full of noise, your health, your peace, your purpose, they all matter. This is Wellness Matters, where every time you watch, you leave with something you can use.
Something here is made for you.
How do you know? No cages, no crates, no tie stalls, no painful living conditions. How do you know? No hormones or antibiotics in feed. How can you know? Your choice is wholesome and humane. Did you know choosing natural foods raised in humane conditions promotes farm animal well-being as well as yours and your family? Choose Certified Humane. Certified Humane certification and labeling program assures customers that when they purchase products with the Certified Humane logo, those animals were raised healthy and humanely. When you choose Certified Humane, everyone benefits. For more information about Certified Humane and its benefits to animals, farmers, and consumers, visit their website at www.certifiedhumane.org. That's www.certifiedhumane.org.
Welcome back to Wellness Matters. Last time we talked about being whole, body, mind, and spirit. But today we're getting practical because you can't talk about wellness and ignore your body. Some of us are tired all the time, not because life is too heavy, but because we're not taking care of what's carrying us. Your body is just not something you use, it's something you must steward. And today, we're going to break that down. Today, we're focused on 3 essentials: rest, movement, nutrition, not trends, not quick fixes, but foundations. Because if your foundation is off, everything else will be unstable. And I'm not doing this alone today. We've brought in someone who understands what it really takes to build results that last. Joining me today is Ben Williams. Ben, welcome to Wellness Matters.
I'm happy to be here.
Let's start with something people overlook: rest. A lot of people think doing more gives faster results, but that's not always true.
Absolutely. Rest is critical for long-term success. A lot of people push themselves every day, but their body actually grows more when it repairs, but your body actually grows and repairs during rest. Without proper rest, you're not allowing your body to recover, and that can slow down progress instead of speeding it up.
So you're saying more isn't always better?
Exactly. Better is better. Consistency with proper rest leads to sustainable results.
So let's talk about movement. People think that they have to live in the gym, but that's not always realistic.
Right. And that's where daily activity comes in. Movement doesn't always mean an intense workout. It can be walking, staying active, and it can be walking, staying active throughout the day. Even your steps play a huge role in your daily activity.
So you saying steps matter?
Absolutely. Increasing your daily steps is one of the easiest ways to burn calories, reduce fat, and improve overall health. And it's sustainable.
So this isn't all about extremes and lifting heavy and things like that. It's about consistency. Now let's get into nutrition, because this is where people get confused. Protein, carbs, fats. What's good? What's bad?
The truth is, none of them are bad. It's about balance and understanding how to use them. Protein helps the body repair muscle. Carbs give you energy. Fats support hormones and overall function. The problem isn't nutrients, it's about consuming them.
So, Ben, you're telling me moderation is the key?
Exactly. When you're learning how to balance your meals, you create a lifestyle, not a temporary fix.
So let's bring this home. This week, focus on three things: get intentional rest, move your body daily and track your steps. Be mindful of what you're eating. Not perfect, just aware, because small changes lead to big results over time. You don't need to do everything at once. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to start. Your body is carrying you through life. The question is, are you taking care of it? Because wellness isn't just spiritual, it's physical too. And that's why wellness matters. So, Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for the introduction. I am Ben Williams. I've been a personal trainer and online fitness coach for about 15 years. And over the years, I've learned so much on helping others complete their wellness journey. I've got my bachelor's degree in exercise science. I have numerous certifications in nutrition as well as personal training. And this is something that I live and love to do.
So, what do you do when people get tired or feel fatigue?
That emotion is one that everyone will hit in their fitness journey. What I tell them is to reset, recenter, and realign. It's okay to take steps back for rest, but it's not okay not to get back on the bandwagon. Rest is part of this whole process. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
And tell us more about the marathon.
The marathon is going to have ebbs and flows. There's going to be times in your life when you are hitting everything perfectly. And there's going to be times when just making it to the gym or just walking is going to feel like a win. But I say that always give yourself grace in whatever season you're in with your fitness journey.
And can you tell us a little bit about your fitness journey, being that wellness matters? And I think we all struggle sometimes with our fitness journey because we feel like we should feel a certain type of way, be a certain weight, be a certain height, and be a lot of things. And we start comparing ourselves to other people and what they may have achieved. What are your thoughts about that?
Wow. Well, one thing that I've been pretty open about on my fitness journey and on my Instagram is having some type of body dysmorphia. Even though I look decent, to some, I might look perfect or the ideal body that they would want. Comparing yourself to others is never going to fulfill you in any way. It's really about doing the best you can. And in my later years, that's what's been the biggest switch for me. I used to do a lot of bodybuilding, so it's very superficial about winning, about looking better than this person. But I realized it's about loving the person who I'm looking at in the mirror first.
I like that. I think Michael Jackson came out with Man in the Mirror and starting with the Man in the Mirror. And I know some of our viewers are watching right now. How can they start with that person in the mirror?
That is a great question. I always say looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you. That's something that I still do today. It might seem pretty goofy to a lot of people, but it really does help me, especially on those parts of my fitness journey that I'm not actually sprinting. I'm actually just walking and trying to get back in the gym.
Okay. Now, walking and getting back in the gym means what for people? Because some people maybe have a phobia about gyms or phobia about just doing exercise. What does that look like or what they can do?
Man, yeah, I think I think it all starts with what through framing it as what you can do, right? If we looked at this as what I can't do, you're going to really be into the what you can't, which is negative, negative connotation. So what can you do? You can walk, you can hire a personal trainer, someone to help you through your journey. You can also use YouTube workouts in the comfort of your home. That's one thing I really love about today's fitness landscape is there's a way for you to get a workout in anywhere you want.
And I agree with you, being that YouTube have channels, different things have channels. And what can you give our viewers right now that can move them forward, that can be just a notation they can write in their journal or in their scrapbook or whatever they want to write in? It's just a piece of paper, something that's knowledgeable for them to start.
Man, there's so many. As far as knowledge goes, I would say if you can't make it to the gym, go on a 20-minute walk 3 times a week. 20 minutes. The physical activity that's recommended is 150 minutes per week of low, moderate activity. But 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes every 3 days, 3 times a week would do wonders. And you'll be amazed. And one thing I realized is once you get that momentum going, it's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah.
So just get started. I think sometimes we wait to have the perfect schedule, the right this, the right that. And if you're waiting for those things to align, you're probably going to be waiting for another year. That's the biggest issue I see with so many people today is waiting when you are blessed to have another day to get started.
Well, some people want to wait. Maybe they're not encouraged to do those 20 minutes. So can they go down a little bit less than 20 minutes and make it more
Oh,
aggressive on the other end too as well? So,
of course. Man, I'm glad you said that. Man, it's all about movement. Maybe you park your car a little further than you did last time. Maybe you take the steps, not the elevator one time. I think so many times people see that as a very small thing on this scale, but it's really a huge part.
and I know we talked about rest. I want us to, or maybe you can give us more information about what rest look like for each person. And I think people have different schedules. People have, I can't rest, I can't sleep, I can't do this, and it's about a lot of negative connotation. So can you give us a prescription for rest?
Man, I don't know if I'm the best person for this. Because being a entrepreneur, being someone in the gym, resting is something that I still struggle with, if we're being completely honest.
Okay.
But I will say rest for me looks like getting at least 7 hours of sleep.
Okay.
I think starting there, right? I understand, there's parents out there. I know kids. I know there's a lot of different variables. But if you can start with 7 hours of sleep,
Wow.
you will see a huge difference in your fat loss. You'll see a huge difference in your energy, and you're seeing a huge difference in how you show up for the people you love.
Oh. So just 7 hours, and that's it, right? Wow.
Adding hours, but also, man, I do love a good nap. So anytime,
Please
if
sign me up for a nap.
listen, sign me up for a nap.
Yes.
But I am someone that, if I have a busy day, I will take about 20 to 30 minutes to lay my head down. So it's all about making time for the things you need to further your journey.
And I hear you saying about making time. Explain a little bit more about what that looks like, because somebody's schedule might be full. What does that look like? Are they determined to pencil down something that may help them, or what? So, and those are some of the questions that are out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think too, you need to put it on your schedule as a non-negotiable. It really starts with how much you value yourself at the end of the day. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you're running yourself into the ground, you're not going to show up the best way. So for me, when it comes down to rest, I pencil that in as a workout, as a commitment for me to be a better person.
Right. And I know we're talking about fitness from a physical standpoint, but what about mentally too as well?
Man, fitness, you know, it's interesting because I've been in the fitness industry for about 15 years now.
Okay.
And
Congratulations.
thank you. But a lot of people think, oh man, like you want to be here and you probably love doing this. And there's a part of me that does love this, but there's days when I don't want to work out. There's days. But as far as going back to that mental aspect, can we pause? Was that the question?
Yes, the mental aspect. Yes, that's it.
Yep. As far as the mental aspect, I will say that the working out in the fitness center has gotten me through a lot of the toughest things I've been through. Depending on your faith, whatever you believe in. For me, what's got me through a lot of my hardest times was God in fitness. So that's one thing I know I can rely on to really make sure my mental health stays sharp.
And that's one good thing we talked about, and we'll be talking about in episode 4, is spiritual alignment. So, and
Wow.
I'm just glad that you brought that up, because basically what we have encompassed is the things that we need to have in order to be spiritual aligned. And that's why wellness matters, because people in general matter too as well. And I know everybody say this matter, but if we take it from a perspective of human and kind and put humankind matters. And yes, and that's why we coined Wellness Matters, to become more well and have a wholeness for humankind. So we didn't put a variable or a race or a sex on this, but how the whole community come. And so we thank you for joining on today. Where can people see you at, or where do they look for you at?
Well, thank you for having me. First off, you are an amazing human.
Thank you.
And I just want to give you your kudos of ever since I've met you, man, you've been nothing but a joy to talk to and very uplifting. So I know it's about me, but let me put a little something on you, please.
Thank you.
And you can find me at BenFit10 on Instagram, or Coach Benny on Facebook. I have a pretty good following, and if you DM me, I will get back to you.
Okay. Are there any other perspectives you'd like to leave them before you leave today too as well? Because wellness matters, and in wellness, fitness matters too as well.
And fitness does matter. If there's one thing I could say to someone watching this right now is just get started. Because that first step is the hardest step, but it's one of the most important steps. So just take that step, because your wellness matters.
And you heard from Ben Williams, the fitness expert. Your wellness matters. So make sure you take that first step, and also get your notebook and journal your steps, and journal everything about your physical readiness too as well. So as we leave here today, we're going to leave with you with wellness does matters, because you matter.
Our volunteer drivers are more than just drivers.
MV Rides makes it so I do not have to depend on friends or family. I can be independent.
So you really do form friendships with the people you're supporting. So it's not just a client-driver relationship.
They are my guardian angels.
NB Rides was initiated in 2014, and it was a response to a growing concern for seniors in Fairfax County who wished to age in place but faced not a lot of options for transportation if they were no longer driving, to help non-driving seniors get to their medical appointments or get to the grocery store to access food. And there were many volunteer driver organizations that were operating within the region. However, they did not have a lot of coordination between each group, and the idea was to create a coordinated hub for these types of programs.
NV Rides is our mothership. They help us with DMV checks and criminal background. They pay for each driver to get that background check. They set up guidelines that we should be aware of, like having insurance for our secondary insurance.
NV Rides provide the software support for us. They provide marketing support for us. They help us recruit new drivers, and they look for opportunities for us to serve more. So it works both ways, but they are very supportive of us, and we appreciate it.
Oh, Ride Scheduler is wonderful, and I hear from volunteers all the time that they love it too. I think it's great when I am able to offer a new potential volunteer driver the luxury of choosing a month out. If they were to go on vacation, they can now look in the Ride Scheduler and see, I really want to help somebody the week of September 1st. It's a really easy platform to use.
We go out to lunch and we have a wonderful lunch, a conversation, and that takes away a lot of that loneliness that I might have by not having anybody around. They're always on time, very dependable. I don't have to worry. They take the stress out of me of worrying.
I retired from my medical practice about 4 years ago. Unfortunately, I had to take away the licenses of some of my patients because they were unable to drive for medical or physical reasons. And so I knew that that would be a very important thing for me to do. I've been a volunteer driver for about 4 years now.
It's been a lot of fun, and it's rewarding after you've done something nice for someone and they appreciate it.
I have developed great friendships and have gotten the independence that I desire.
You know that you're doing good for people, that they need the support, and you know that they appreciate what you do. So you feel appreciated as well as satisfied that you're contributing to the good of the world.
They give it from their heart, and they feel like they're brothers and sisters and mothers and dads to me.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, NV Rides requires all riders and drivers to wear masks and follow safety protocols.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Because every time you watch, you should leave with something you can use. Something that benefits your life, your mind, and your peace. This is Wellness Matters. Come back and grow with us.